There's a certain tekufa, a certain period where there was a very strange fellow who used to come to the Fabrengens at 770. It was in the 80s. There was a guy dressed differently than everybody else. He used to wear a windbreaker and a bucket hat, and he was dressed like a gym coach. And he would stand up on the bleachers and he would cheer. He'd pump his fists and he would cheer as if he were coaching a team. And they used to call him the coach. All the Chassidim called him the coach. Now, what a lot of people didn't know was that he really was a coach. And the story of how he came to the Rebbe's Fabrengens, actually, I heard the story from originally a London native from Yossi Lu, who was the one who used to have to bring the coach to the Fabrengens from Long Island. So Yossi told me like this. This guy, the coach, he was the coach of the Harlem Globetrotters basketball team. He was watching the Rebbe's Fabrengen on satellite. And he was very taken. He was der Numen. The thing is, the coach couldn't speak Yiddish. He was from a very assimilated Jewish family. He couldn't understand a word of Yiddish. So he couldn't hear what the Rebbe was saying, but he was drawn. So he gets in the car, and he comes to 770, to Crown Heights, and he marches up the steps, and he comes in the front door, and he finds some Bachram learning, and he says, I'm here to see the rabbi from the TV. And they say, it doesn't work like that, you know. No, I must see him. It's very important that I meet him. They say, he's not available right now. Maybe you might want to make an appointment. He says, I just need to see him for a second. So finally, they understood he's not taking no for an answer. They said, fine, the Rebbe will come out for Mincha. When the Rebbe comes out for Mincha, you could see the Rebbe come out. They didn't understand who this character was. He planted himself by the door where the Rebbe would come into shul. And as soon as the Rebbe came out, he ran right toward the Rebbe. Now, in 770, there were people who you would see would maybe run away from the Rebbe. They would hide, you know. But he ran right to the Rebbe. And he gets right up close. Very unusual, very just, nobody does this. Goes right up to the Rebbe and says, Rabbi, my name is Abe Zaks, and I'm the coach of the Harlem Globetrotters. And everybody's like, okay, interesting. Just not a normal sight for 770. Even for 770. You have to be in a special league to distinguish yourself like that. And of course, the Rebbe didn't flinch, and the Rebbe doesn't surprise us that Rebbe answered compassionately or respectfully. That's not why I'm telling you the story. The chiddush of the Rebbe's answer is just something. Who'd think of it? Who would think of it unless you really, really saw people this way? The Rebbe looks at this fellow. Without missing a beat, the Rebbe says, good, I need a coach, and keeps walking to Mincha. Do you see what the Rebbe did there? You see what he did? If you would take the chevra at the Fabrengens, 3 in the morning, after the Rebbe finishes Fabreng, and you would say to them, guys, listen, what could we do? What could we add? Something new we could introduce to the Fabrengens that would take us to the next level. What do you think we could do? I promise you, nobody in a million years was going to say, well, let's get a basketball coach with a bucket hat to stand on the bleachers and pump his fist and cheer us like we're at a sports game. Nobody thought that's what we need. And yet this Chevra shows up in 770, and the Rebbe says to him, like almost, I don't want to say, but yeah, almost annoyed, like, where have you been till now? You're the coach? Then how are we getting by without you? See, that's the difference between tolerance and interdependence. Tolerance means no one wants to be tolerated. You want to be tolerated? Okay, I guess it's fine. Come on in, we'll make room for you. Tolerance means we let you be here even though you are different. Interdependence means we need you here precisely because you are different. Avas Yisrael and Achdus Yisrael has nothing to do with tolerance. We don't tolerate a Jew. We don't overlook his differences. We look straight at his differences and appreciate them as an asset that we need.